Hello guys, welcome back to our anime moment. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Swallowed Star episode number 21 based on novel. So let's start. Luo Feng frowned. But when ancestral gods make their orders, they'll be strictly enforced, and they can wield the power at top tier level 6 by using only pinnacle true treasures. Ha ha, Primal Chaos City leader smiled. Do you know what is meant by making orders, once given, strictly enforced? It's a privilege given to Universe Supreme Masters by Universe Origin. However, when fighting Universe Masters, this privilege will be stripped away. If the original mind wants to favor those ancestral gods, they can give them the privilege. Luo Feng blinked in surprise. The privilege is bestowed by the original mind. As for reaching top tier level 6 by using only pinnacle set true treasures, they have Universe Supreme Master level techniques, said Primal Chaos City leader. You comprehended it by yourself. Pengong used the engravings on the supreme true treasures. As for the three ancestral gods, they use the techniques bestowed by the original universe directly, like inherited techniques. Inherited techniques? Luo Feng understood. Just like his technique, I am the universe, the techniques bestowed by the three ancestral gods were more advanced. They were at the Universe Supreme Master level. Do you understand now? Primal Chaos City leader exclaimed. The Ancestral God School was created by the original universe, and it has chosen three great beings to be its representatives. The original universe gave them privileges and inherited techniques. However, they have to bear more responsibilities, and there are lots of restrictions on them. Luo Feng nodded. It was true. If they were indeed Universe Supreme Masters, they would go deal with the issues in Universe Ocean themselves. If they were indeed Universe Supreme Masters, Virtual Real Devil God wouldn't have said that the ancestral gods weren't his match in Universe Ocean. The real reason was that ancestral gods were decoy Universe Supreme Masters. They are restricted, and they can only be free after this universe era. Primal Chaos City leader smiled. To them, the most important thing is to become Universe Supreme Masters. However, Space Beast ancestors have a point. Those ancestral gods, 8 beast gods, and those guarding beast gods and guarding godly masters all want to become Universe Supreme Masters and transcend incarnations at the same time. However, no alliance is eternal. Space Beast Alliance and Ancestral God School won't stand side by side forever. I'll talk to the Ancestral God School, and I'll convince them that the best thing we can offer is experience on how to become Universe Supreme Masters. Luo Feng nodded. Then what about the Space Beast Alliance and those lone Universe Supreme Masters? Just wait, said Primal Chaos City leader. Those idle powers are still hesitant. We'll try our best to draw as many of the Universe Masters to our side as possible. 100 Universe Masters are as powerful as 10 Universe Supreme Masters. We should concern ourselves with the idle races. If we can draw enough of them to our side, we don't need to worry about those lone Universe Supreme Masters anymore. From undying fighters to Universe Supreme Masters, the systematic way from the ancient civilization cultivated pillars of power, like lots of Universe Masters and Universe Supreme Masters. As for pinnacle powers, they were those like Teacher Origin. Nobody in Universe Ocean is as powerful as Teacher Origin, said Primal Chaos City leader. If 1 or 2 humans become as powerful as Teacher Origin in the future and we have enough pillar powers, we'll become invincible. Yes. Luo Feng nodded. Everyone wished that their races would become stronger. Nobody wanted to share the secret to pinnacle powers with other powers. If their powers became stronger, like lone Universe Supreme Masters, they would roam Universe Ocean without caring about humans. They might be in conflict with humans, and if they were fighting, even if the humans were relatively stronger, they wouldn't win, as the lone Universe Supreme Masters didn't have anything to care about. They were as powerful as Teacher Origin as well. Wait. Wait until everything becomes clearer. Primal Chaos City leader sounded excited. After 3 days, Luo Feng took another ancient god eye from Sitting Mountain guest and went back to the human territory. He tried to persuade some lesser powers to join them. As you see, none of the Universe Masters who joined us died. Luo Feng said, trying to convince a gigantic rock being. Perhaps we don't have a great chance to win, and I won't brag about our power, but they don't have that much of a chance to win either. However, I can guarantee that you'll be safe. We have both of Mausoleum, Black Prison Tower, and Star Tower. If you join us, your safety will be absolutely guaranteed. You're afraid that you'll be attacked. Don't worry about that. We have many universe masters on our side, and if any race dares to take vengeance on you, we'll annihilate that race with Star Tower and Boat of Mausoleum. You'll definitely win if you join the alliance. As you can see, there are 6 powers already in our alliance, and the unity is strong. These 6 powers alone have already had around 300 universe masters. And some idle races have joined as well, so we'll have many more universe masters. Besides, we have more universe supreme masters and supreme true treasures as well. What? Mind shock valuables? That's a joke. I have to admit that such a valuable is indeed impressive, but look at how many universe masters we have. The 6 powers alone have 300 universe masters already. If we divide them into teams of 50, there'll be 6 teams. No matter how powerful those valuables are, it can only attack one team. After all, the mind shock valuable depends on distance, and the farther we are from the valuable, the weaker its power will be. You know the black striped stone pillar and how it works. All we need to do is to be farther away from those humans, about 10 million kilometers away from them. Which means that mind shock valuable won't affect us much during the war. Besides, if we divide the universe masters into small teams, the effect will be smaller. To summarize, our team is definitely winning. Besides, the feud between us and the humans will last a long time. If they don't give us the inheritance, we'll suppress them forever so that they'll never prosper, and those who seek the humans will regret it. Both sides were trying to recruit more members. The humans were relatively weak, yet the United Forces Alliance was stronger. After all, the Northern Territory Alliance alone had around 100 universe masters already. Days passed. All the powers in the original universe were observing the situation, and the powers in Universe Ocean were doing the same thing as well. Damn it! We can only stay in Universe Ocean. Damn it! If we can enter the original universe, we can force the humans to give us the experience on incarnation transcendence. Why can't we join? The powers in Universe Ocean were all anxious, but they felt helpless as well. Both the first universe era and the second universe era were much more powerful than the original universe era. Several pinnacle races from these 2 universe eras were powerful enough to crush all the powers in the original universe. However, they couldn't enter the original universe. Luo Feng took out a token. Milky Way Horde Leader. The memory stone you gave me last time is indeed useless. If you give me one more, and that memory stone is indeed useful, I'll give you 8 supreme true treasures for the 3rd memory stone. What do you think? Unless you're trying to deceive me, you should give me the 2nd memory stone. Eastern Emperor Ancestor, if you want to get the 2nd memory stone, give me 4 supreme true treasures. In the current conversation, Luo Feng was still being tough. Apparently, Eastern Emperor Holy Land knew what was happening in the original universe. After the trade last time, the Ancestor assumed Luo Feng wasn't deliberately trying to deceive him because Luo Feng couldn't read the more advanced information, which was why he still wanted the 2nd one. However, the Ancestors didn't want to give up any more supreme true treasures. He understood that the humans were in a difficult situation, so he went to Luo Feng directly. I still insist. If you're not giving me supreme true treasures, then there's no deal. It was not that Luo Feng didn't want to do it. Instead, he understood that the 1st memory stone he had given to Eastern Emperor Ancestor was already the best option. Even though he couldn't read the information, he knew how precious those memory stones were and what type of experiences the stones contained. If the first one was useless, then the following 2 would only be worse. That was why Luo Feng couldn't give him the memory stones. And besides, Luo Feng was the only one who had the memory stones, so he had a monopoly over them. Eastern Emperor Ancestor couldn't do anything about it. With time going by, the war was drawing near as well. The whole original universe was under terrific pressure. And the powers in Universe Ocean were also concerned about the situation, as they wanted to join the fight. Unfortunately, they couldn't. Suddenly, Luo Feng heard the voice of Primal Chaos City leader. Luo Feng, come. Luo Feng sensed that something was wrong. He teleported to the main palace where Primal Chaos City leader was, and all the universe masters showed up one by one. Luo Feng teleported himself to appear within the hall and looked around him, where various figures were appearing successively after teleportation. A short moment later, including Primal Chaos City leader, who was standing high above, a total of 19 universe masters appeared. All the human universe masters were present. Not even one was absent. Luo Feng was in awe. There were a few universe masters who had remained in the original universe. But now, the avatars sustained by godly powers of these few universe masters had all rushed over. What is going on? Teacher has actually summoned all the universe masters of the human race. Luo Feng was feeling the pressure. Even when they were out battling against the united force of the three races, this was something that had never happened before, all the human universe masters gathering together in one place. At that time, within the hall, everyone wore heavy expressions. Silence. None of the universe masters spoke. An invisible pressure caused every single universe master to feel heavy-hearted as they looked toward Primal Chaos City Leader. Everyone. Primal Chaos City Leader said. He walked down the stairs, looked around at the numerous universe masters, and slowly said, "The situation has undergone a great change." What change? Long Yang Master could not help asking. Primal Chaos City Leader, what has happened? What is the exact situation now? Teacher. One by one, the universe masters spoke up. Even Luo Feng was asking persistently. This scene apparently had all the universe masters on pins and needles. Primal Chaos City Leader said solemnly, "I just received news that a large number of scattered races." Luo Feng and the rest suddenly felt knots in their stomachs. The universe masters of the scattered races were the key to the final battle this time around. The human camp and the united force camp. Who could obtain enough support? The winner would be in a more advantageous position. Judging by the situation, could it be that most of the scattered races were turning to the united force camp? A total of 282 powerful races, close to 10,000 ordinary races, and a tremendous number of weak races, Primal Chaos City Leader said in a solemn tone. They must be forming an alliance secretly. What? An alliance? The scattered races are forming an alliance? Suddenly, the hall was in an uproar. Luo Feng and everyone else was shocked. Those billions of scattered races, the so-called ordinary races and weak races, all lacked strength. Like the Golden Horned race that was living in the human territory in great numbers, none of these races had a single universe master. This was why they lived precariously within the universe. Most lived as vassal races, relying on the stronger races or even relying on pinnacle races for survival. So even though it was said to have a total of billions of races, the actual total was mainly composed of the alliances of the 282 powerful races. How did it turn out to be like this? How can such a thing happen? The scattered races. These scattered races. How dare they form an alliance? They think they can actually combine forces? At that moment, there was chaos in the hall. Everyone was shocked and flustered. This was earth-shattering news for them all. Previously, there were 9 top powers in the primal universe. Every top power, like the Hong Alliance and the Bug Clan Alliance, had a total of around 40 universe masters. The Northern Territory Alliance had the greatest number of universe masters, but it was, at most, around 100, and they were dispersed all over. This was why it was always considered relatively quiet in the primal universe. A combination of the various scattered races was difficult to fathom. Their territories were scattered in all corners of the primal universe, and some bore extreme hatred for one another. Combining forces? The human camp and the United Forces camp had never considered this before. After all, within such an extremely short period of time, for countless scattered races to combine forces, that would be something very difficult to achieve. 282 powerful races. Just how many universe masters would there be? Ice Mountain Master could not help asking. How is that even possible? Luo Feng was also in disbelief. Forming an alliance was easier said than done. It implicated many races, as well as their grudges, benefits, interests, and conflicts. Who had higher status? Who was lower? Who would be the leader? Primal Chaos City Leader said in a solemn tone, "This has already happened, and it will be made public soon." Previously, the scattered races were not under such great pressure, but now, under the influence of the two camps forcing them to choose sides. Naturally, some of these universe masters do not wish to take particular sides but were worried that if they choose to stand alone, they would be too weak. That is why races start to rope in universe masters to form cliques. Although these signs appeared earlier, I didn't take them seriously. Who would have thought that within such a short time, an entire alliance could take shape? And the alliance master of this alliance is none other than Shahu Island leader. The moment this was said, everyone within the hall was shocked into a daze. Shahu Island leader? Shahu Island leader was one of the Supreme Masters who traveled alone and had always been so mysterious. Out of all the Supreme Masters, Shahu Island leader, Sitting Mountain Guest, and Northern Territory Alliance Master were known as the three most mysterious ones. Such a mysterious fellow would actually become an Alliance Master of a Super Alliance. This Super Alliance consists of 6 major groups of secondary powers and some other smaller groups of powers, Primal Chaos City leader said seriously. There is a total of 282 powerful races, and the total number of Universe Masters exceeds 400. And the Human Camp and United Forces Camp have seen a number of Universe Masters leaving us to join that Super Alliance. Leaving the camps? Luo Feng and the other Universe Masters' expressions became more twisted. Primal Chaos City leader, how many Universe Masters have left the Human Camp? Deserted Mirror Master quickly asked. With a nod, Primal Chaos City leader replied, as you all know, the vassal races that turned to us were, after all, reliant on us. During a war, we can reasonably detain a number of these Universe Masters as hostages in our original universe. But when the war ended with the united force of the 3 races, we certainly had no reason to not allow them back into the primal universe. Previously, they were faced with 2 tough choices, but after many struggles, they finally decided to turn to us. But when this alliance was secretly being built up, it also got in touch with the Universe Masters who turned to us and the United Force Camp, respectively. Just a little persuasion was enough to get these Universe Masters to turn their backs on us. Some time ago, the total number of Universe Masters in our Human Camp had risen to over 180. But now, including myself, we only have 162, and there are still Universe Masters coming forward to bid farewell. Primal Chaos City added with a sigh, when they choose to leave, how is the Human Camp able to stop them? Dead silence. Luo Feng and the other Universe Masters were all devastated. Earlier on, when the scattered races chose to support the Human Camp, they were merely turning to the humans as the humans had given them certain promises. But it was not possible for them to sell themselves to the humans forever. These scattered races had already fought a battle for the humans, and without even asking for any benefits, they left. Even if they were not allowed to leave, they would fly out from the original universe and into the universe ocean. Now it seems like the humans wanted to kill them all. If the humans really dared to do so, this would blow up into an even greater furor. There was only silence within the hall. Not one of the 19 Universe Masters spoke a word. Everyone was at a loss for words. Finally, it was once again Primal Chaos City leader who got the ball rolling. Within the past few days, major groups of powers from Universe Ocean have gotten in touch with us. Primal Chaos City leader said. They were all asking for the guidance from the ancient civilization to learn about how they could cultivate to transcend reincarnation. Among them, many knew about the influence of the willpower of the origin of the primal universe. So they are requesting the cultivation experiences to learn about how they could cultivate to reach the ultimate limit of a Universe Supreme Master. And they are all willing to trade these experiences with Supreme True Treasures. The various top groups within the Universe Ocean were all very powerful. Like the Divine Eye Clan, the Skeleton Clan, and many others, all of them had several Universe Supreme Masters. For them to take out a Supreme True Treasure to trade for the cultivation experiences on how to cultivate to reach the ultimate limit of a Universe Supreme Master, they would be most willing to oblige. After all, when confronted with Doomsday, who would still be unwilling to give up their true treasures? Those loathsome powers of Universe Ocean just have to choose this most critical moment to negotiate with us, Void Gold Master said coldly. They know that we are in a difficult situation now. This is precisely why they are here to tempt us, because we are in such a predicament, Darkness Master said in a low voice. Not only them, Luo Feng started to say. Not too long ago, that East Emperor Holy Land contacted me again. East Emperor Holy Land? Suddenly, everyone looked at Luo Feng. The humans were unwilling to strike deals with other groups of powers because giving out part of their inheritance to these other groups of powers, they would most probably be shaping a powerful opponent for themselves in future. But East Emperor Holy Land was different. Because East Emperor Holy Land already had an existence that transcended reincarnation. He already had the experience of cultivating to the ultimate limit of a Universe Supreme Master. Even if the humans were to give snippets of a part of that experience, it would just be icing on the cake for them. And there was no influence or effect on the human race at all. East Emperor Ancestor is very sly and greedy. Luo Feng sighed and shook his head. It is not going to be easy trying to get another Supreme True Treasure from him. He is just doing this because he knows that we humans are in a predicament now, Remote Lord Master said through gritted teeth. Every top power within the universe ocean was coveting after the same thing. It was just that they could not get themselves involved, so they could only wait for the critical opportunity at that right moment when the humans were stuck in a predicament. Then they would make use of the temptation of a supreme true treasure. After all, most of the top powers within the universe ocean mainly sought to form a coalition with the humans. The others, like the United Forces camp, were completely off their lists. As for loaning the United Forces camp with a supreme true treasure, they were worried that would be the last time they set eyes on their treasures. "We'll wait," Primal Chaos City leader said in a low tone. "We can only wait. Wait for the response when this super alliance is formed by all those scattered races put together. Before that, just a single race alone will certainly lack the clout to demand anything from us. But now, they have more than 400 universe masters, which is much more than the United Forces camp. This is a strength that could truly influence the outcome of the final war, or, in other words, whichever side they decide to take. That will be the winning side. Now they have enough clout. Especially that Shahu Island leader. So soundlessly he became an alliance master of a super alliance. For this mysterious Shahu Island leader to make it this far, it will be impossible for him to want nothing more. What does he want? He must have a goal in mind. So, this super alliance will make a move very soon, Primal Chaos City leader said with much solemnness. Luophone and the others all nodded with heavy hearts. Actually, everyone could guess that, with enough influence, their opponents would definitely have requirements of extremely high expectations. Must the humans really oblige? If they did not give what was requested, what if more than 400 universe masters joined the United Forces camp instead? To the human race, this would be a great catastrophe. Within the demon's territory, Bloodtooth Star. Bouts of intentions were falling upon this star, and the avatar of Black Lotus Master, who was from the Northern Territory Alliance, was here. Loathsome. How dare they, these weak little groups of powers, inferior groups of powers, how dare they combine forces? Forming such a super alliance and causing some universe masters who have originally turned to our United Forces camp to detach themselves from our camp. They cannot be stopped, nor can they be persuaded. Shahua, this fellow, Shahua. I should have realized that he had such extraordinary methods. I would never have expected him to be able to come up with such a super alliance. Coming up with such a super alliance is an extraordinary feat. My guess is, with huge Axis annihilation, he may have foreseen the imminent situations, so he must have started planning this in the dark for quite some time. Now, the initiative lies in the hands of this super alliance. Let's just wait and see. Let's wait to see what this super alliance is up to. The United Force camp and the human camp were both caught off guard. Half a month later, the super alliance was established and formal news was publicly announced to the entire primal universe. This super alliance was named Freedom Alliance, and once established, it would become the leading power within the primal universe right away. The bug race, the demon race, and the automaton race. Although the 6 powers formed an alliance, it was a very loose alliance. It was, after all, divided into 6 powers. However, the Freedom Alliance was different. This new superpower was consolidated, and it planned to be a superpower that would exist forever. It was kind of like the Northern Territory Alliance, but it was much larger. It planned to exist forever, so the unity inside the alliance was much stronger. The golden waves were tumbling in the sky and sweeping across everything. The stars and planets were like grains of sand, but they were well protected. There was an island in the golden waves. On the island, thrones were arranged to form the shape of a ring. Various life forms sat on the thrones, flesh and blood type, energy type, metal type, rock type, and plant type, and they were all powerful. Everyone. A towering purple being sat on a purple throne, and his voice echoed through each inch of space and time around it. From now on, the Freedom Alliance will rise in the original universe. Freedom Alliance. For survival, for freedom. All the races present are idle races, and even the most powerful one only has 6 universe masters. Most of the races here only have 1 universe master. Any one of us is weak compared to those 2 teams. If we join the United Forces Alliance, we need to fight even if our lives will be endangered. We can't even gain that much. If we join the humans, the United Forces Alliance might take revenge on us. We're also from a race. We're also a part of the original universe. We can't even be neutral and live our lives in peace and quiet. Nobody wants to live like this. Shahu Island leader looked around. The universe masters were all nodding. Apparently, they were in a dilemma. Even though I'm a universe supreme master, this is a fight between two large teams. One universe supreme master can't change anything, said Shahu Island leader. I'm not happy about that either. Why do we even fight in this universe? Because we want to get what we want and guard the most important things to us. To advance. To guard the things we love. And to fulfill that, we first need to be free. If we can't even make our own choice, what are we even guarding? That is why we formed the Freedom Alliance. Shahu Island leader's eyes gleamed, and he went on saying, those universe masters who can't come here sent their avatars. Our alliance has 298 races, and there are 433 universe masters. Once we're united, neither the United Forces Alliance nor the human team can sway us. The humans have mind shock valuables, and both teams have supreme true treasure palaces. But they can't sway us. The mind shock valuable is already exposed, so everyone knows its weakness. As for palace-type supreme true treasures, 20 universe masters combined are enough to resist the swallowing power from Black Prison Tower, Empress Tower, and Star Tower. Even if the humans get more powerful in the future, they have fewer than 20 universe masters. Even if they have 100 in the future, and even if they have 300 with the help of ancient inheritance, we have more than 4,000 universe masters. As time goes by, there will be more. We can defend ourselves against the humans even if they prosper in the future. As long as we stand together, nobody can sway us. Present or future. This is not a crisis for us. Instead, it's an opportunity. An opportunity to become stronger. The voice of Shahu Island leader resounded in the ears of every universe master and inflamed their desire. However, they had been too weak to fulfill them before. Now, as they looked around and saw the thrones and the shadows of more than 400 universe masters, they felt confident. It was an enormous power. And they would surely get more. As time passed, some universe masters left the human race and the United Forces Alliance. After half a month, no universe masters tried to switch sides anymore. There were 298 races and 433 universe masters in the Freedom Alliance. It was a power that placed excessive pressure on the United Forces Alliance and the human team. Bloodtooth Star, Demon Race Territory. The minds of the 6 Universe Supreme Masters and the avatars of Star River Master, Black Lotus Master, and Liu Land Star Master were all present. The alliance of our 6 powers, even if we count the Universe Masters who come to us, many Universe Masters are leaving our alliance these days, and we have fewer than 400 Universe Masters now. Even if we count the Universe Supreme Masters, it might only match the Freedom Alliance. Besides, we can't guarantee the loyalty of those subsidiary races. Even if we're going to fight the humans, we must hold some of them hostage in our miniature universes in case some of them betray us. Which is why our actual power will be weaker than the Freedom Alliance. What should we do? Agree with their terms? The top seniors looked at each other. The Freedom Alliance had indeed named their terms. 1. The inheritance from the ancient civilization would be shared equally, without a doubt. And 2. 2 supreme true treasures would be given to the Freedom Alliance. If the United Forces Alliance did so, the Freedom Alliance would join the United Forces Alliance immediately. 2 supreme true treasures. How greedy! The war against the humans will not only benefit us but them as well, yet they want 2 supreme true treasures. Is that even a question? Under the same conditions, they'll definitely join the human team. Once they join the human team, the humans will absolutely win. Besides, the humans can give them the inheritance experience from the ancient civilization. Of course, they are more willing to join the human team. They named their terms on purpose. They must have given the humans the conditions, and now they are waiting for a response as well. A supreme true treasure. The Northern Territory Alliance, the Prison Race, and the Crystal Race don't have supreme true treasures. As for the Demon Race, the Bug Race, and the Automaton Race, we have 4 in total. Yet we're supposed to give them 2. Are they serious? Don't worry. The humans will give them an answer. If the humans say no, the negotiations will be much easier. We can negotiate the conditions. The human team was facing a tough decision as well. I need to talk about it with other human universe masters, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible, said Primal Chaos City Leader. Then we'll wait for your response, Primal Chaos City Leader. A phantom-like spring of water flew out of the primal secret region. After a while, the human universe masters gathered in the main palace. The representatives from the Freedom Alliance came here before, said Primal Chaos City leader. Their terms are precisely what we expected, the experience of how to advance from Universe Masters to Universe Supreme Masters and to limit Universe Supreme Masters. We at least need to give them some of the experience before they join us, and after the war, we'll give them the other part. This is the first situation. As for the second situation, we need to give them the experience from Universe Masters to Universe Supreme Masters for them, at least, to stay neutral. Otherwise, they'll join the United Forces Alliance. Some Universe Masters cursed after hearing this. They are so greedy. So bold. Why shouldn't they be bold? They have so many Universe Masters. They need the experience from Universe Masters to Universe Supreme Masters to at least stay neutral. All the human Universe Masters were upset. However, they couldn't do anything about it, as the Freedom Alliance was making the choice. I won't reply to them first, said Primal Chaos City leader. Let's wait and see if there's a third way. The humans didn't want to share the experience. After all, they needed to share at least some of the experience with the Universe Masters, no matter how simple the inheritance was. They would only come to their aid if they thought the experience was useful. This was actually helping the Freedom Alliance to grow stronger than it already was. Primal Chaos City leader looked around the Universe Masters. There's no need to rush. It's a crucial moment, and it's time to share the final secret of the human race. The final secret? Everyone became quiet. They were all shocked. Chaos, what secret do we have? Brother. Chaos. They were all in a daze. They were, after all, already the top beings within the human race. Primal Chaos City leader looked at the human Universe Masters and said, Teacher Origin roamed Universe Ocean and was invincible. After that, he went on to a difficult path. He knew it would be difficult, so he waited until Huge Axe became a Universe Supreme Master to start it. Then he left us a valuable to guard the race. After that, he followed his chosen path, and eventually, he was suppressed by the mind of the original universe. Their eyes gleamed. I've been guarding the Primal Secret region, and this is our last defense, said Primal Chaos City leader. Luophone, Darkness, Peng Gong. You are fighting the other races, and I've been standing guard here. If I don't have anything, how am I supposed to guard it? It's time for you to know exactly what it is I do have. Primal Chaos City leader turned around. Follow me. Luophone and the others looked at each other, then followed Primal Chaos City leader. This video will end here.